After 3 days on top of the trivia world, New Westminster's Hasan saw his run as Jeopardy! Champion come to a close on Friday night. Screenshot, YouTube. After 3 days on top of the trivia world, New Westminster's Hasan saw his run as Jeopardy! Champion come to a close on Friday night. Fittingly, the Guildford Park Secondary School teacher was dethroned by another Canadian, losing out to Ontario lawyer Jordan Nussbaum after a wrong answer on the last question of Double Jeopardy torpedoed Hasan's chances in the final round. Host Alex Trebek posed the question, from the Poets and Poetry category. He thought Four Quartets was the best of his own poems, the right response, in the form of a question, who is T.S. Eliot? But a stumped Hasan guessed Persian poet Omar Khayyam was docked a back-breaking $2,000. A correct answer would have seen Hasan leap into the lead. Instead, he fell to third place, and when Nussbaum nailed the final Jeopardy question, the BC educator's time on the throne was over. Hasan admitted he still thinks about the fatal misstep every single day. He said, "I was trying to go into the lead, but if I had just not buzzed in, I'd have been in second place, trailing only Columbus researcher Amanda Graver. Now I know that Amanda got the final Jeopardy question wrong, so I would have won, but sitting back isn't Hasan's style, and neither is leaving the buzzer alone." Buzzing in was a strength for him during his trio of victories, which aired this week but were filmed in one long day this past February. His strategy, which he described as run and gun, was to buzz in early and often, ideally giving him the first crack at every answer. And according to advanced analytics tracked by some of Jeopardy's die-hard fans, which Hasan discovered online after his episodes aired, he was great at it. Speed on the buzzer, your percentage of being first on the buzzer, he explained. "I was at like 40%, which is pretty high, according to the stats. Not that I was always right, but I was often enough the first one there." Jeopardy! Host Alex Trebek and Hider, Getty Images. It wasn't just speed, however. There was plenty of preparation as well, knowing that he was likely to see a lot of American-themed questions that a Canadian might not know. Hasan set a good example for his students by studying hard. "I went and got an almanac from the Burnaby Public Library so I could just memorize the names of all the U.S. presidents and their vice presidents and all the states and their capitals and their nicknames," he said. As a parent to 2 young children, Hasan also had to juggle his Jeopardy! Prep with the demands of fatherhood. "I'd have the bottle in one hand and the almanac in the other to memorize as much as I could," he said with a laugh. Had Hasan studied up on Australia as well as America, he might have been able to avoid a scolding from his sister after Thursday's win. She was none too impressed with his performance during Final Jeopardy that night. Asked to name Australia's 4th largest city, which is Perth, Hasan incorrectly guessed Darwin. "What is Perth?" he said with a sigh. "And I should have known that, because my sister actually lives in Perth. It just never occurred to me that it could be Perth. She's given me hell for that." A few wrong answers aside, Hasan has very few regrets, especially after winning a grand total of $67,801 or about $90,235 Canadian. During his time on the game show, taxes will siphon off nearly 40% of that, but it's still a pretty good chunk of change. "Not bad for one day's work," Hasan said. Asked what he planned to do with the money, something Hasan said his excitable students have been asking him repeatedly, the trivia whiz gave yet another correct answer. He expects to spend his windfall on his children, but the money is one thing. The bragging rights that come with being a 3-day Jeopardy! Champion, on the other hand, Hasan will hold on to that forever. "I'm glad I won 3, said Hasan. "At the time I wasn't upset about losing. I went back to the hotel and played the Rocky theme because that's how I felt," he quickly clarified, though, not Eye of the Tiger, the other one, the one after he goes the distance. Hasan said, "That's how I felt." Mooney at postmedia.com. Follow at Harrison Mooney. Click here to report a typo. Is there more to this story? We'd like to hear from you about this or any other stories you think we should know about. Email bandups@postmedia.com.